Hello, hello, everyone. It's your boy Snowzy, and welcome back. We are here today. We're going to talk about this, right? Because I've been seeing a lot of people talk about this movie leak that happened a few days ago. Right? Everyone's talking about it, and I'm like, and I've seen a few clips, only a few clips of Toph putting hands on people. Let's just say that it looked pretty good. I was like, oh, that looks pretty good. I mean, she's still the best in the world because obviously I don't think no one's stronger than Toph, even though she's an old lady now, or no, she's not old. She's just 30. She's just 30 now. That's it, right? I would assume she's like 30 plus, right? But I mean, they gotta be old, right? They gotta be old. They can't be. No way, right? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments on that. But this whole situation is quite funny, right? And potentially, right? This is potentially, most likely, probably even more people have watched this for sure because everyone's seeing it. Everyone's watching it for sure. Even if they see like a few clips, they see a few clips, you know, on their timeline because quite naturally that's where you're going to see any leaks. It's on your timeline for sure. And yeah, I know Paramount's kicking themselves in the foot, and it brings me to question, right? Because quite naturally, I thought about it after I read through this article. I leave this article down in the comments below, um, or I leave it into the description. And I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, they got hacked like a few years ago, and they're gonna get hacked again because quite naturally, um, it's the natural order of things, I guess. And then I thought about Sony; they constantly get hacked too. Shouldn't y'all invest in better cybersecurity? Like all y'all got money. Like let's point that out. I know y'all have money, and yet y'all don't do anything to counter these potential situations that may occur. And y'all have the money to combat these situations by going, making sure that your cybersecurity is at 100% defense to pres prevent these data breaches or these people hacking and leaking an entire movie, by the way. An entire movie. Now, be careful, people. Don't go to downloading some of these. Like you'll see like a bunch of these people saying like, "Oh, you can download the movie right here." Be careful. Not saying you should download it because quite naturally you shouldn't, but if you do find yourself trying to download something, just know you're playing with your PC's life. So be careful, okay? Just know that you're okay, right? You get what I'm trying to say. Be careful, okay? So just be wary of that. That's all I'm saying, right? But quite naturally, you got all these people who watch the movie. Most likely they won't go see it again. Why would they go see it again in theaters? All right, this like when I was reading through this, I was like, what's gonna change that you get to watch it with like a bunch of strangers and everyone be like, oh my, like really think to yourself, like really think to yourself out loud right now. Talk to yourself, whatever, or whatever you gotta do, right? Do you think people are gonna go see a movie that they have for free, that they downloaded for free off the internet because they leaked? They're gonna watch it with their family or watch with like a friend or so. And they're like, "Hey, let's watch this movie. I got this movie for free." They're like, "What?" Right? Right? You right? I can already imagine that engagement with your friend. Like, "Hey, we gotta watch that. Hey, we gotta watch that right now." Right? People probably stream it in Discord to all their friends. Your movie, the only and this person is correct. The only way, but quite naturally, you're not going to reap the benefits that you originally were going to get if you just originally released the movie. What they were supposed to release it in January, if I'm not wrong, and they chose to not do it, and they wanted to release it on Paramount Plus in October. So you look at that as you will, of course, and be like, yeah, definitely you should have released it if you want to reap the benefits of this sooner. But now you're going to reap only a little bit of it if there's some people out there who just want to go support you and give you $20, whatever, whatnot, right? There's people like that. I know some people are probably like, yo, there's actually people like that. Yes. Yes, there is. There are people like that. They just want to go support the company or the movie in this case. They'd be like, yeah, it's one of my favorite movies, so I'll just go pay. You know how like for example, Black Panther. There's so many people who went to watch the movie 3 times at theaters. Right? They already watched it. Right? Now, for someone like me, paying 3 times to see the same movie is kind of ridiculous for one. Right? For one. Okay, let's keep that in mind. Right? Most people go see movies 1 time at movie theaters, right? Like I'm not crazy, right? But you got people who went to go see that movie and particularly multiple times, right? I don't really hear about that with most of these anime related movies. Probably like some people did with Demon Slayer. Who knows? I don't know. But I wouldn't do that. But there's going to be, for sure, they're going to release it in the theaters for sure. Most likely. Most likely, I would assume they will because quite naturally, they got to make some money, right? They got to make some money out of this while they still can because quite naturally, like we saw a moment ago, potentially, right? If this is true, 15 plus million people have seen the movie already, right? If not more. If not more. And that's also another, right? They'll be lucky to break even. That's all I got to say. They'll be lucky to break even if they can. Like, that would be that's BDO RNG at this point, going for Fallen God, right? A pin Fallen God to be exact. I don't see that happening, right? Even if they do have those type of people who do go see the movie multiple times, right? I don't think they would break even if they come out with the initial, like how much has been funded, how much money they spent producing that movie, right? That's the real question. How much they spent on this whole movie? It's gonna It has to be a lot for sure. It's in the millions, I would assume, because this is a Hollywood film. Um, Hollywood worked on it, so I'm pretty sure they dropped a lot of money on this, and it's animation on top of that, so a little bit more money. I would assume. Yeah, they're not going to break even. I'm just going to leave it at that. Comment down below what you think about this whole situation. It's quite funny. I think it's hilarious. It's tough for them. They should have just released it in January and capitalized on it in theaters when they had the chance. You got hacked because someone was outraged at y'all for not releasing it back in January, like you were supposed to. And now you're not going to see any of that money that you originally were supposed to get. So read it and weep, I guess. Leave a like, share, do all those amazing things. As always, stay good, stay safe, everyone. Later.